doing?
That's the guy on the phone with the Jerry Lewis story.
Oh, good. So what happened at the... Jerry Lewis does these concerts.
Yeah, Jackie actually went to one.
Yeah, I know, but...
He won't tell us any stories about it.
No. Well, he doesn't...
I think he reveres.
I don't know what he does. I think he's so drunk he doesn't know what's going on.
I got Jackie's review.
Yeah, what was it?
He was great. You know, it's hard to, separate the guy that you hear all these things about from the humor.
What?
Yeah, I know. That's what we say.
So was it a good show or a bad show,
You don't
Jackie?
know. You never know with Jackie.
Hey!
It's hard to separate the guy from that you know and you hear about from the humor.
Yeah. You just never know where he stands. We had a great time, though. We had the beers.
I don't care what you say. I've got 2 tickets to Jerry Lewis tonight.
Yeah. You were about the only one. There weren't many people there, were there, sir?
Yes, it was packed.
Oh, it was?
It was packed.
Oh, man.
It was mostly like people over 80.
Oh, really?
Well, that fits Jackie's side.
I think Jackie must have wrote some of his material.
Hey, can you... are you on a bad phone or something?
I'll get on another one. Here it is. Is this better?
Yeah, much better.
Okay. Sorry.
All right, what were you on, a portable?
Yeah.
Those portables suck.
I know, but I get nervous and I have to walk around different rooms.
Yeah, but I mean, you're on the radio. Why do you have to walk around?
People insist on using those things, even though they don't work that well.
I took care of it quick, Howard.
All right, thanks.
Anyway, I thought Jackie might have wrote his material because Jerry, I tell you, it was like cruise ship stuff.
Yeah. Well, Jerry Lewis isn't funny. It's just not funny.
If he just stood there and made sounds for 2 hours, it would have been great.
He just made animal noises.
Wow.
Exactly.
Whoa.
But he didn't do that. He told jokes that there was like not one joke I didn't hear before.
Yeah, so anyways, but he told some jokes, and get to the part where he started yelling at the guy in the audience.
Well, what happened was somebody yelled out, lead the band.
Well, Jerry evidently does a question and answer thing in the middle of the show. You know, usually you save that for the end.
No, he did it in the middle.
He does it in the middle, which is...
well, he's an innovator.
He really is. He does it right in the middle, which, usually you'd take a couple of questions. I guess he ran out of stuff in the middle. I don't know what happened.
Well, I almost asked...
Magic guy walks in and goes, hello, anyone have any questions?
See, that sounds like the Regis Philbin show to me.
Yeah, Regis does that, too. Regis actually sings to you. He doesn't even tell you jokes. Because someone sent us a bootleg tape of Regis live at some convention, because we kept asking on the air, what the hell could Regis Philbin do live? He gets out and he starts singing you songs, real bad songs.
He can't sing at all.
Yeah, I mean, at least Kathy Lee Gifford can carry a tune. So I guess he heard Kathy Lee Gifford goes around singing, he's going to sing. So he sings some songs for like 20, 25 minutes, and then all of a sudden he opens it up to questions from the floor.
I feel sorry for the musicians who have to travel around with him.
Which is funny that he opens it up to questions from the floor, because while he's singing, he stops everyone's table and asks them questions. So he's already talked to most of the people in the audience.
BSing.
Yeah, he's like, hello, where are you from?
Yeah, well,
I'm from Nebraska. Well, Nebraska. Wow. That's
Flatlands.
The flatlands. Wow. Is it really flat?
Wow.
Wow. Is it flat out there? I can interview anyone. I'm a genius.
Like University of Nebraska football team doing very good.
Yeah, very good. Wow. So what do you do out there? I'm a salesman. This is a salesman's convention. We're all salesmen here.
Wow.
Wow, I'm an idiot, aren't I? I should have known that. Wow.
Right, this is the salesman's convention.
Tell me something.
Yeah, sell me something. There's a theme. We can roll with that for a few minutes. Sell me something. What do you sell? I sell rugs. Sell me a rug. Shut up, Regis. It was just like these people.
He might as well come out and just sit at each person's table for a little while and just talk to them.
And what's great is everything is fascinating to him. You know what I mean? He's got to be fascinated. You know he's not really fascinated,
not at
but
all.
Now he's looking for something to talk about. So everything is fascinating. Wow, a rug salesman. Wow.
Well, just how many rugs do you sell?
Yeah. Every bit of information he can get out of this gentleman. And meanwhile, Regis is mostly a female thing for some reason. Mostly women watch that show. I guess most guys are out working, supporting these slobs who sit home and watch Regis all day. So
fantasize about Regis.
Yeah, so it's so most of these guys are really annoyed by him. They're hearing some bad singing, and there's a guy asking them questions.
Yeah.
They're probably there. They want to get laid.
I almost asked him if he was on Schindler's List. But
who, Jerry?
Yeah, I was going to ask that question. But I knew
how'd Schindler miss him?
I knew that I'd have,
That's not funny.
300 yentas on my back.
Yeah, right. So anyway, so you're there packed with 80-year-old people. So then Jerry does question and answer, and what do you do?
So, we're all the way up in the balcony, so we could hardly even see his face. But some kid from the audience who was wearing like a baseball cap, he was real tall, says, I do an imitation of you. he says, really? So the audience gave him a little cheer, so he started walking up the aisle.
And Jerry called him up on stage?
Jerry called him up on stage.
Should we bring? Should we bring? Can he do? It's okay? Okay.
Yeah, he's always checking with someone on stage. Is it okay?
Exactly. Should we do? We have time.
All right. Yeah, we have time. It's nothing but time.
Right.
We have time. Should we do? Should we let?
Yes, that is that whole telethon. Should we do? Should we let?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Jerry had something to say about you, Howard.
Oh, yeah?
Over the summer, I met him with Jerry Belzer. I was actually standing next to him, and I had said something to Belzer about...
Are you stalking Jerry Lewis?
No, I know... Anyway, I got in to see the show.
All right, so what did he say about me?
I had heard Belzer on your show that morning, and I said, I heard you on the radio show today, and, it was great, and Jerry said, what radio show did you do? And Belzer said, I did the Howard Stern show. And Jerry just kind of
You mean
stopped.
Richard Belzer?
Richard Belzer, right. And Jerry just kind of looked at him and said, we have a word for Howard in Yiddish.
Oh.
And then he went, Schmendrick.
Yeah. And what are you, Jerry, you retard?
That's a joke, Howard. Come on. Ha, 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 ha.
Ha, ha, Schmendrick.
Imblick.
By the way, Edie Adams is a big fan of yours. In case you...
Yeah, I know.
She is a big fan.
The Muriel woman?
The woman who was married to Ernie Kovacs.
Right.
Yeah, she's expressed that.
Right. So anyway, let me tell you what happened. This kid goes up to the stage.
We have a word for Jerry in Yiddish. A-hole. In any language, he's an a-hole. Yeah. Anyway, so.
Now that's funny.
Yeah.
See, that's a setup.
Good one. Yes.
All right, so anyways, so go ahead. This is a good story. Yeah. So Jerry, so the kid raises his hand and goes, and he's a young kid?
Yeah, he looked, well, from where we were, he looked...
Everyone looked young.
He looked like a string bean. I mean, he just went right up there. This was his big shot.
All right.
He stands next to Jerry, and Jerry says, what are you going to do? He says, I'm going to do an imitation. And Jerry said, what? And he said, well, just an imitation. So Jerry gives him the mic. As soon as he gives this kid the mic, the kid goes... When you walk through the storm with your head... Jerry grabbed the mic from his hands. Grabbed it from his hands. And like, even from... I grabbed my binoculars right away.
Right.
And then just focused on his face. He had a look.
Yeah, and what did Jerry say?
Jerry just stopped and looked at him and said, no, you don't do that.
You don't do. No.
You don't do that.
You don't do... I mean, that's verboten?
He can't sing.
That's verboten.
I mean, that's off limits.
No, it wasn't the singing.
Oh, I know.
It was the fact that he sang it in that Jerry Lewis voice, which Jerry never does when he sings that song.
You know, that's a very serious song, reserved only for the end of the telethon, Robin.
Right, exactly. And he never sings it in the funny voice.
Jerry making a very, very legitimate point on stage.
I see. It's the funny voice.
Jerry has to bring the proceedings to a halt and berate the young man in the audience.
I think that's hysterical.
How long did he berate him for?
Well, then he...
No, you don't do that.
Never.
Well, I mean, you could almost sense that kid was probably wetting his pants at this point.
And then Jerry's yelling at him. Because he doesn't know Jerry's rules.
Right. He goes, you don't make fun of that song.
You don't make fun. Is that what he said right on stage?
Right on stage.
You don't make fun of that song. And then what do you do? Just kick the guy in the pants and send him down?
Well, what was funny is that when the kids started to sing "When You Walk," the audience started to laugh.
They enjoyed it.
Right, because it sounded pretty good, but he just, parodied that song, and that was like, forget it.
Jerry couldn't handle it.
Jerry says...
Jerry has no idea why we're amused by him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says, son, he goes, you just did what is known as a train wreck. The kid's just standing there with his baseball cap, looking like, a real retard.
This is Jerry's opportunity. And then does Jerry capture the audience back again?
Well, he tells him to get off the stage. He says, you go back to your seat, just leave.
Yeah, this guy just paid money to see Jerry Lewis, yeah.
So he leaves.
He should be yelled at.
Right. And then he goes back into the microphone. He goes, with a guy like that, you just want to take their head, put it on a platter, shove an apple in his mouth, and put a bunch of bacon around him.
Oh,
that was his line.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
It was.
But, that's a moment of the real Jerry.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think that's how he treated the boys at home. Stupid, Schmendrick.
Half the audience, they just...
And how are you supposed to know where you stand with... I mean, this is a guy who acted like a retard for his entire career and made fun of, retards.
Walked around on the sides of his feet with a funny look on his face, making funny noises.
He has to be the most despicable man in show business.
Also, there was an actor there who is making a movie with him in London who snubbed me at the end of the show.
Of course.
Because I went up to, it was a guy, you want me to say his name?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, it's Oliver Platt.
Nobody knows him.
Never heard of him.
You've seen him. But anyway, I went up to him and I said, "Oh, you coming for Jerry's show?" It was at the very end. Nobody was around. It was outside. And I talked to him briefly, and I said, "You mind if I take a picture?" And he said, "No, not right now." And I waited like 3 seconds. And I said, "How about now?" And then he just walked right past me.
Now's a good time. 3 seconds have elapsed.
What right now would he like you to do it in?
Yeah, I mean, at what moment in time would it be good to take this picture?
Right.
All right, man.
I'll tell you, Howard, at the very end of the show, this was hilarious. I went up and I was, the drummer was standing at the edge of the stage.
Yeah.
This woman, this older woman came up to the end of the stage and I overheard this. She says, "Hi, remember me?" And he just kind of looked at her. He's got to be in his 60s.
Yeah.
And she says, "We spent a night together."
No.
There was about 10 people around, and he just froze.
Sorry, I missed it all.
He just froze.
All right, man.
And, hey, did you see Crash Test Dummies last night on Letterman?
No.
Well, I figured it out. That guy's doing an imitation of Chill Wills and John Wayne on acid. I figured it out.
There's a woman on the phone who wants to yell at this guy.
Oh, yeah?
Because she's a big Jerry Lewis fan.
Oh, good. Okay, let's put her on.
She knows Jerry.
Hello, lady.
Lady. Hello, how are you? No, really, seriously.
How old are you?
You want a Jerry?
I'm 27.
Are you really?
Yeah.
You're a big Jerry Lewis fan?
Well, no, my father knows him.
You want a Jerry?
Oh, so
And
you want a Jerry's kid?
no, seriously, no, I'm not.
Are you in a wheelchair? Is that why you really dig him? I figure like people in wheelchairs must dig him.
No, I mean, let me ask you a question.
You have ALS?
Have you ever laughed at all?
Have you ever had the Duchenne's virus?
What? Have you ever? No, seriously. Have you ever laughed at all at anything?
Lymphoma?
Are you talking to me?
I have no idea who I'm talking to.
Say hello, hey.
Lady?
You're talking to Jerry. He's here.
I'm here, lady.
Yeah, that's not so good.
Actually, yes, I
did that when I was in the 6th grade.
All right, tell me what your problem is.
Well, I mean, it's so easy to, after somebody's had this kind of career, really, seriously.
Oh, come on, he's so full of himself. How could you ever sit there and watch that guy with a straight face?
No, I agree with you in terms of straight stuff he's done.
Completely carried away with himself.
Hey, listen, lady,
he's like
you know who's like him, Billy Crystal.
Though, as an artist, as a comedian, he's good.
Yeah, sure. Did you see
your Prozac dosage?
Are you on Prozac?
No, I'm on major drugs.
What are you on?
Menthol
I'm on Seconal.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta go. I really can't. I don't want to debate the merits of Jerry Lewis.
Henny Youngman's an idiot too.
Henny Youngman?
Yeah.
What did he do?
Because he's got a rotten attitude and he's better than Milton Berle.
All right, I gotta go, okay?
Okay, goodbye.
Henny a break. He's on Depends.
Oh.
No, he's not.
No.
Hey, dude, I gotta go. Thanks for the story.
Okay.
Right.
Hey,
boy, the great comedian debate.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
She didn't have a problem with me. And besides that, Jerry was funny when he did his... Wait. When he did that stuff, he was great.
All right, I gotta go.
Can I talk to Gary?
Yeah, hold on. Talk to him. Don't talk to me. I couldn't get rid of him. I was into it. I just want to hear that lady debating about Jerry Lewis.
She had no argument.
Nah, she was not happening. Jerry's good.
Have you ever laughed?
Yeah, I think I have.
Is there any laughter?
Does anyone remember laughter? Hey, Jerry's doing just fine, I'm sure. Doesn't need me for help.
Whether we like him or not.
Yeah, I think his career will roll on.
Jerry's 68 today. Happy birthday.
He reminds me of Billy Crystal. Did you see Entertainment Tonight last night?
No.
Billy Crystal is on. And they say to him, I guess, he's not hosting the Oscars this year.
Yes.
So he's like, thank God.
It's really tough. I get that headache in October, and it lasts until I say, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't need it.
He gets that headache. How many people would give
for
their...
4 years he was in torture.
Yeah, he gets that headache because of his preparations for the Oscars. And of course, we won't get to hear those great songs.
Yeah, his whole Oscar parody routine.
I would have liked to have heard his song for Schindler's List.
They said it would be really hard for him to parody that.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going, no.
No, it wouldn't.
Because those Jews are on my list. Because those Jews are on my list. If you get on Schindler's List, you'll probably survive.
I get a headache for 4 hours when he hosts. I'm so glad he's not hosting.
I'm doing City Slickers, too.
Yeah, what is it? The Legend of... Curly's Gold. There's a movie already I know is going to bomb.
Run for your life.
Run out of this theater.
It'll be like the Blob and the people running out.
I didn't have time to do the Oscars. I've committed myself to a bad movie. City Slickers 2, The Legend of Curly's Gold. Or 2.
That's right, Curly.
We decided not to recreate the one-arm push-ups in the movie.
Yeah.
I thought about it, and then I took it out.
How long before he's yelling at people in the audience at his concerts?
Not long.
No, you don't do that.
You know what you just did? A train wreck.
We don't bring up Mr. Saturday Night here.
Right. We don't want to talk about Mr. Saturday Night. I was serious when I made that.
That man deserves an Oscar nomination.
We got to take a break. We'll be back.